we have made it. We have made it to number 10.
Perfect 10.
Perfect 10 in Tru Heel Heat. And it is my honor and my privilege to introduce you, welcoming back to Tru Heel Heat Nation. It is the 10th wonder of the world. It is HR's very own from the Jobber Tears podcast. It is Miss Lovely Janelle.
Hi guys. Thanks for having me
Welcome
back. Thank you. I mean, we've all gotten back from New Orleans, a little jet lag, but I'm here. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, that was some hell of a time in New Orleans. My God,
let the good times roll.
Let the good times roll. Welcome back.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Oh man, it's again my honor to have Janelle here from the Jobber Tears podcast. So this is what we're going to do now. So we guys are now going to get into this little introduction here. So this is actually the Tru Heel Heat show. My bad. You know, I'm a little excited from this whole thing here.
I guess.
So this Tru Heel Heat 10, this one will be available on demand on the YouTube channel. Our channel is Tru Heel Heat. So once you see this available on there, just click the subscribe button, hit the like button on there, and give us comments, feedback, anything that you guys can give us. This will also, of course, be on Spotlight and on the Tru Heels page as you guys are seeing us right now. Now, so there's a seat missing.
Yeah, I thought I was going to see a friend of mine. I don't know which friend it is. I don't know if it's Baby Seth or SP3.
Clearly, you guys have seen the match, right? So you guys have seen the match. A lot of really good reviews on this match. These two
Especially
men.
from kudos to you being ref, announcer, commentator. Like
I know, I
impressed.
tried. You know, I try to hold it down for the team. You know, I try to you know, do a little bit of both. You know, try to put my little hood spin on it. You know, making sure that we doing what we can here. But honestly, I just got to give kudos to these two men because they actually put themselves out there. They went out and they battled. They fought. They took this fight seriously. They wanted this Tru Heel Heat spot, but unfortunately, there was only one winner. But if you guys have seen the show, the winner of that match, the new Tru Heel Heat champion, the new Tru Heel Heat host, welcome him back. He got the job done after finally getting one up on Baby Seth. The man has earned it. He's earned his spot. He's earned his stake. He's earned his championship. Guys, welcome him back to Tru Heel Heat Nation, SP3.
Roman, the big dog, Roman,
yes,
is his yard.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that great introduction. I appreciate because that's my theme. That's my theme song. To all my Tru Heel fans, to all of those who are part of Team SP3, thank you. Thank you so very much for your support. Thank you so very much for this championship. It's because of you Tru Heels why we're on YouTube now. It's because of you Tru Heels why I am the Tru Heel champion.
Okay. So, tell me a little bit about your last episode.
Yeah. I want to get it.
I saw some real interesting things that happened.
Yeah.
So for those that haven't watched it yet, tell us what happened.
I wanted to let you guys know, and let the Tru Heel audience know. The Tru Heel Heat audience, you guys have supported us for now 10 episodes. So I have a very special announcement for each and every one of you. More specifically, a longtime viewer, Clay. Clay is the leader, Tru Heel Clay. He's the leader of this movement on the Tru Heel page called #TeamMimi.
Oh.
Yes, because on Tru Heel Heat 9, Mimi betrayed me. She stabbed me in the back and sided with Baby Seth. So, like Baby Seth, I had to make a few calls and make sure that Tru Heel Heat can go on with me without me having eyes in the back of my head. So, I have made a call to the State Athletic Commission, and they have reinstated her suspension.
Are you
Tru Heel Mimi is gone, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you kidding me? You really went
That's
the Baby
pretty
Seth
low.
route. Yeah. You really want the baby Seth route? On some, like, listen, you my guy, man. I love the fact that you're back. You took the title. But, dude, that's some real bitch shit, man.
I mean, I can't fight her. I can't have a match with her, so that's the best way I can think of.
You made Cole so you don't have to watch your back. She's sitting right here. She's the host that sits right in between us.
She stabbed me in the back. I still am getting rehab on my back right now. Are you serious?
Well,
did you see what she did to me?
That might have been from the other chair shot you got in that match because, I mean, you did take a pretty severe ass whooping during that match. Baby Seth gave you all he had.
All I'm gonna say,
he gave you all he had.
He did more than Roman that weekend. Just saying.
Sorry to Team Mimi. Sorry to Team Baby Seth. It is all about the Tru Heels now. It is all about Top Guy JJ, Tru Heel SP3, the epic one, and we have Janelle here, the 10th wonder of the world.
Thank you. Well, I guess this is the point in time of the show where you do your Tru Heel roll call since it is your show.
I'm just going to formally welcome you back, man.
It is not my show. It is our show. It is all the Tru Heel. You are a Tru Heel too. You are the 10th wonder of the world.
I mean, I have my moments.
Yes, I know you're from another podcast, and we're going to address that a little bit later.
Hey,
but
watch what you think on my podcast.
I'm not going to say anything for right now. It is time for the Tru Heel roll call. The Tru Heel roll call is when we give our appreciation to the people out there, the people watching Tru Heel Heat, the people on the Tru Heels group page. And if you are not a part of the Tru Heels group page, put in your search drive on Facebook, Tru Heels, TruHeels, and join the Tru Heels page so you can become a part of the Tru Heel roll call. So we got coming up the Tru Heels that were with us in New Orleans. Tru Heel Marco, we were in the club partying up. He was with the Divas in New Orleans. Tony Mario, he was in he was with us at Progress. He heard me tell Tony Storm that I want her to have my baby. Tru Heel
Stop the match. It literally stopped the match. That was some real funny shit, actually.
Wow.
Tony, you know we made a connection in New Orleans. It's okay. I made a lot of connections. Tru Heel Joseph and Tru Heel Austin as well. Rolando, Lawrence, Quest, and Peter. We are a part of the Tru Heel takeover at Wrestlemania.
I heard.
It was me and Baby Seth gotten into an impromptu brawl
with your little vest on? Your power vest on?
Yes. I have a couple of different vests, and I was wearing my nice one, and he ruined that. Ruined it.
Oh, man.
Tru Heel Dre, he was my temporary security in NOLA. Tru Heel Jamal, he always seems to troll me about Ember Moon. And
yeah, what's your issue with Ember?
She can't talk.
Ongoing.
She can't talk.
Like, okay, but
it's really ongoing.
It's the same thing. Before the Cena School of My Skills class 101, your boy couldn't talk either. Just saying.
Yes, and I was like, that was one of my downsides on him.
Okay.
But it wasn't so bad that it destroys his character. Oh my gosh, he sounds like Black Bailey. It's so horrible.
Oh, Bailey's
so bad.
terrible, yeah.
Exactly, and Ember Moon sounds like the black version of her. So, and she's supposed to be a dark, mysterious character. Hashtag Shayna Blazer.
Her theme song's pretty dope.
Yeah, it is.
Actually.
You got choked out,
dude,
Ember.
It's Shayna Baszler.
Baylor, hey.
It's Baszler.
Shayna.
You know who you are.
Shayna, you know who you are.
The woman had choked her out. You should be a lot more appreciative of who she actually is. It's Shayna Baszler.
I mean,
the Queen of Spades, bro. Choked her out, laid her out in the middle of the ring.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even like Shane McMahon, but if he choked out Ember Moon, I would be a big fan.
At least you know who Shane McMahon is. You know his name, right?
And a special shout out, because it is a happy 420 Rusev Day, to the Pot Heels. The Pot Heel Ness, the one and only Ness, Pot Heel Keith, and the one and only Evil Kelvin of the Pot Heels. Yes, and that is the Tru Heel Road.
Can I add actually a couple? Can I add a couple of those in?
You can add as much as you want.
And I'm gonna give a couple of shout outs to about 3 heels in particular. So it's 2 more that we really didn't give acknowledgement to from the very beginning. They've been with us from the very start. Regardless of the debates, whether you like his debates or you dislike his debates, Tru Heel Reign has been around since day one. So one, I'm going to appreciate the fact that you're still active on the page. You still hold a lot of active conversations on there. And my boy, my hashtag fuck you Corbin buddy, Tru Heel Alex.
What's your issue with Corbin?
Don't get me started, right? I'm really trying to be in a good mood right now.
Okay.
We came back from New Orleans.
Right.
I'm really trying. And then on
I'm
another
just
side,
giving the fans some content.
and then on another note, you know, we keep it, you know, we keeps it real, we keeps it heel like. But I'm gonna break it for a quick second and just give a shout out to Tru Heel 10. Because Tru Heel, if we all know as Tru Heel Creative, there was a certain little situation that took place. And I really appreciate the way he actually just stepped up and he became a man during that. He became himself a little man during that.
Tru Heel 10 was a part of Team SP3. He's a turncoat, but I appreciate him taking the step up.
Now, you know, your promo still ain't shit. Your memes are horrible, but you know, you took a moment and you stepped up and you did really well there. So one, appreciate you for that. Keep it up, and you know, maybe you might pass the I stage. No, those are my roll call members.
And that's the Tru Heel roll call. So what have we missed, Janelle? What have we missed? We missed a lot.
Let's talk about the last. Well, yeah, we have missed a lot. So let's go back almost 2 weeks now to WrestleMania 34. Excuse me, the WrestleMania that made you forget about 33.
Can't wait for New York, huh?
I can't wait for it to come back home because I deserve a redo of 29. Everyone that went to 29 knows.
Amen.
We all deserve a redo of 29. But 34 just made you forget all about 33 because everything that happened at 33 didn't matter anymore. You know what I'm talking about. So who wants to go first? Who wants to talk about WrestleMania?
I got one thing I want to talk about with WrestleMania. The one person...
And it better not be about Roman Mania.
No,
that
not
was
at
null
all.
and void.
Not at all, because there's one person who stole the show. One person who shocked the world. Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Yes.
And wait, let me just put this out there. We are allowed to say that. You guys refer to her as Mrs. Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Never forget the Mrs. She is our Lord and Savior. She saved WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen.
Did she really though?
Yes,
I
she
mean,
did.
were you guys actually really surprised that she did really good? Like,
No, I wasn't. But I'm happy that she did so amazingly well that a lot of the people that were like diminishing her, saying that she wasn't over, saying that she can't talk, she can't do this, she can't do that.
I mean, she can't talk though.
It doesn't matter. They never gave her a chance. Like they said,
But they knew what they were gonna do because basically, in terms of promo, Kurt, Trips, and Stephanie took the lead on it, all leading up to WrestleMania 34. So she didn't need to.
But you weren't impressed by how well she was in the ring. She was a natural.
I will say that it's just one match. Like I need a little bit more. I was impressed at just the aura of her being in the ring.
You know, she had the best match
But
of the
that's
night.
debatable.
She had
WrestleMania.
the greatest-
Like, did she have a great entertaining match or did she have a great wrestling match?
Both.
Both.
Okay.
She had the greatest debut, not in WrestleMania history,
Yeah, because
in all of WWE history. That was the greatest debut ever. Ever.
I'm gonna have to agree because that
the
was
greatest debut ever.
Ever.
So we're not gonna talk about Paige winning the women's championship match.
I'm sorry.
Her main stage debut.
When Paige won the Divas Championship, I didn't think, oh, Paige can be the top star in all of the WWE. I never thought that. After I saw Rowdy Ronda Rousey perform like that at WrestleMania, I was like, she's gonna be the first woman to main event WrestleMania along with someone else. She's the biggest star that the women have.
Alright. So to each his own what he said. I think it's just basically saying that she had the most impactful WWE debut of all time.
These are very strong words.
If you disagree, you can name who y'all think had a bigger debut. That's why there's a comment section. Let us know what you guys think. Now, when it might not, greatest obviously might be reaching because it's so fresh. But name, if you guys know, name a more impactful, better debut than Ronda Rousey on the grandest stage or on any stage in WWE.
See, but no, I guess at that point it would be who's had the biggest debut at WrestleMania, because you can't compare it to anything else. Like if we compared, let's say, someone debuting for Raw versus her debut at WrestleMania, it wouldn't be the same level.
And heels, just so y'all know, answers are not no she didn't, get the fuck out of here, no she did not, what are y'all talking about, y'all mad dumb. Those are not answers. I want answers on who had impactful debuts.
That is
answers.
That is you hating on Ronda Rousey. That's all it is.
Yeah, but what I will say is, just give me a few more matches. Just let me build. Let me not make a quick decision on it. Let me not make a short decision on it. Give me. I will say it was one of the most entertaining matches of the night. But once again, wrestling match, entertainment match. Which one did we really have?
You got both.
That's what I'm saying.
You got great storytelling. You got good in-ring work. Because if it was sloppy wrestling work with a highly entertaining match, it would have just been fun.
There was a couple of like very good to great matches at WrestleMania. Asuka and Charlotte was a great match. Honestly, it did better than I thought they would. They had a lot of chemistry.
You didn't think that?
No. I thought they would have a really good match, but like their chemistry in the ring was like ridiculous.
And I think it's kudos to NXT, because I think that's really where it all boils down to. Like all of these ladies that were on the main stage now, they've gone through the whole NXT process. So
second favorite match of the night.
Yeah.
So just put that in a nutshell, guys. Two of the two best matches of WrestleMania involved women.
Yes.
Involved women. When have y'all ever, because y'all have never said it, don't think of anybody because there is no resume on that. They are the groundbreakers. They are the first to do it, to have multiple matches that were the best on the card that night.
All right, so we're talking about some of the best. What were some of the lackluster ones? What were some of the matches you guys were like, damn, they missed the ball on this one? And do not mention
without stating the obvious. Without stating the obvious, I'm gonna say the match that really, really blawed me was the Triple Threat SmackDown tag match. I thought that was going to be a show stealer. I thought that was going to be one of the best matches of the entire night, let alone probably the entire weekend. And the match was 5 minutes. They got squashed.
I literally went to the bathroom. Terrible. And then came back and Bludgeon Brothers theme song was playing. I
had to rewatch it on the WWE Network to see how they won, because they didn't even win via their cross powerbomb. They didn't even win with their own signature.
No.
They won with a new move that was out of the blue. They just completely ruined the Usos' debut at WrestleMania.
See, so that's where my thing is. I feel like, because a lot of people, on the internet were like, Usos got buried. And I was just like, but Usos didn't even take the pin. So for me, it was more or less them granting the Bludgeon Brothers the titles, but Usos not taking the complete out.
Yeah, my point wasn't about them taking the fall or getting buried. It was just that they didn't have enough time to shine on that stage for their first time being on that stage.
Okay, that's fair.
They had a couple of spots. They had a super kick here, there, but it wasn't really. You didn't see the Usos at their best at all. And I feel like they were so short-handed. That was not a good book match at all.
From the beginning.
Yeah, that they could have done a way better job, and that was the match that left me flat.
They screwed them by putting them after Ronda Rousey.
It was because it was right in between Ronda and then Cena Taker, so it was just like, don't start your shit. It was like, oh, how much time do we really have to give them? We don't really have enough time, so let's just throw this out there. Well, besides the obvious one you want to talk about, what was the lackluster match for you for WrestleMania?
Well, there's a lot of stuff that was lackluster to me. Like I said, the Asuka and Charlotte match was really good. I felt like the finish was lackluster. It just came out of nowhere. Like she puts in a half-ass because Asuka worked on Charlotte's arm the whole match, so it was a figure 6 and won within like 30 seconds.
Yeah, she tapped. But that was not. That was impressive though. She did it with one arm.
But after 900 days, you need to chop block her leg once. Please work on the leg once so it's at least believable when Asuka taps out.
Just do it with me.
Woo! it was a lot of booking decisions that it was like years of booking to just blow it at WrestleMania 34.
I mean, but
that
that's,
just left me flat.
I think New Orleans is officially the city of where streaks end. The city where you're gonna get the swerve of little swerves, because it wasn't Roman Mania, it was Swerve Mania.
It was Swerve-mania, bro.
It was running wild.
I'm so happy that Vince Russo got his job back. Ooh. So happy Vince Russo got his job back, because I understand the people that like swerves. I enjoy like 1 or 2 swerves on a show like WrestleMania. Not 6 in one show. The
whole card.
6 swerves. Like, seriously?
You got your money swerve.
Like, but back to what I was saying. It was a lot of stuff that was lackluster to me. AJ and Nakamura came off lackluster. A lot of that was due to the crowd as well, I will say that. Nia and Alexa, it just wasn't believable to see Alexa Bliss on offense on Nia Jax. That's all I will say about that.
Yeah, but I don't think we even had expectations on that.
No, we didn't.
The Nakamura AJ one was going to be my second pick.
So, I'm going to say the worst match of the night.
Here we go.
It's the reason why the Usos got 5 minutes. It's the reason why AJ and Nakamura wasn't as good as it's supposed to be, because it could have got 25 minutes instead of 20 minutes. Why? Because you decided to drag out that dead corpse again. Damn it! Oh! Oh!
Tell him why you mad though. Tell him why you mad.
Yo,
because you take 10-15 minutes out of WrestleMania.
That's what happened to you. You got blacklighted. WrestleMania 33. It never happened.
It never happened.
It never happened.
First of all, when the fucking it never happened, and that you know what? As much as I wanted Cena and Taker, because that was the main reason why I wanted to go to Dallas, which was WrestleMania 32. But Cena got injured last minute and they pulled everything and gave fucking Taker and Shane the fucking Hell in a Cell shit, which should have never happened, by the way. But I just feel like the whole gear in the ring, the lightning bolt hitting, then it disappearing, and then him coming down the ramp, I was just like, so you guys gave no regards to my money being spent last year at all. No. As much as I love Taker and this was the match I wanted, it wasn't the level of the match that I wanted, but I knew you knew what you were getting yourself into. Oh. Like, you knew Taker was coming off of a hip injury. You knew Cena wasn't really, Cena carried basically the entire promo up until the day of WrestleMania. So you knew what you were getting, you knew what you paid for. Like, that was one of those things, like, if it's like 2 years, if it's like it's like 100,000 miles car, you knew you were going to buy a 100,000 miles car.
I feel like the whole thing was booked and the whole thing happened. Basically, Vince telling me I was right the whole time. That you shouldn't have drug out The Undertaker for another year because he's old. He's too old. He accepted the fact that he's too old, that he had to squash John Cena. Like, he can't do anything besides a 3-minute match. That's how old he is now.
But so let me ask you both of you guys this question. Who is the real Mr. WrestleMania?
Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
I'm going to have to agree with that. I think it is going to be Shawn Michaels for me, just because out of the 26, 27 matches that Undertaker has had, I might remember 7 of them. And the record is there, yes, but you remember his opponents, yes. But 75% of those matches were not good.
Let's throw out wins and losses. Let's throw out just who has, if not been on every Mania card, but who has just been the icon of WrestleMania?
The icon? I say it's Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels. I mean, to me, just Shawn Michaels, if you had Shawn Michaels on the card, you guarantee you're going to have one of the best matches on WrestleMania. As a kid, he made WrestleMania feel important to me. WrestleMania 12, that whole build up to him and Bret Hart in the Iron Man match, that was the first time that WrestleMania felt important to me as a kid.
Okay.
So the boyhood dream comes true. He made it important then, and then he made it important to me as an adult, seeing him against Chris Jericho, against Ric Flair, against The Undertaker. I feel like the torch was passed from Michaels to Undertaker when he retired. That Undertaker became the Mr. WrestleMania, but he needed to let it go. Like, the match between him and John Cena should have happened at 30. John Cena breaking the streak would have been 10 times better.
You know what? If we were having this exact conversation 5 years ago, that's exactly how I would have been. I would have never had Brock break the streak because there was no real torch being passed. It didn't have any real significance besides Brock just being a fucking beast, which he already was.
And the whole point of Brock breaking the streak was for him to pass it along to a younger talent that was gonna carry it going forward. Yeah. We spent 3 years building to that, and then blew it at WrestleMania.
What did you get?
Blew it. He blew it. Vince blew it. He has put out the blueprint, the prototype for how to not book your top babyface ever.
But
ever.
So does that go back to it being Cena being still the top guy?
No, you just Braun is the guy who has the most momentum, who's the most over. He should be the guy, but you spend this much time on Roman Reigns, you gotta get some investment for it. So it was time to pull the trigger and not do Roman Mania reduce in Saudi Arabia at the greatest Royal Rumble, because that's basically what we're gonna get.
Which is the fakest Royal Rumble. Well, we'll get
we're
to
gonna,
that.
We're gonna get to that. But speaking of Mr. Cena and him erasing WrestleMania 33 memories, he was on a roll this past month. What do you guys think about the Cena-Nikki Bella breakup?
He didn't follow the house rules, bro. So there's too many responsibilities in getting married. That means you actually gotta be a man, you gotta be a husband and a potential father. Whoa, that's way too much for John. Way too much. That means his kids, if he had any, was gonna actually have to see him. Not happening, bro. Not happening. I got too many movies. I got too much bread to make. I got too much suits to cop. I got too many things to do. I got too many places to go.
Walk around anywhere in a fucking suit.
At any moment's time, I can tell Vince I want to become 17-time champion and I get back on TV full time. Guess what? I'm gonna get it. If I give Nikki the business and Nikki gotta lay up for 9 months and she gonna have a kid, guess where I gotta go? I gotta go be a whole dad. Not happening to John Cena. Cause you know why? Cause his time is up. His time is now. He's a franchise. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, that's the hardest song in WWE history.
He ain't going nowhere. Are you crazy? They must have sat down. And that whole year went by because they didn't arrange no dates. They didn't arrange no planning.
No, they did.
No, they did. So, like, if you watch
it's for television.
So, if you watch Total Bellas, you saw the beginning. You saw the seeds being planted.
That's called John Cena's script.
That's called
John Cena's script.
If John Cena's script would have been like,
that's called John Cena's script. If it was John Cena's script, the wedding would have happened at WrestleMania 35, according to John Cena. It had to be on TV. And he would have walked away. And he would have probably did some next shit or turned heel on her at the altar.
He would have pulled the Triple H when him and Stephanie got married the second time.
I didn't believe a word of that far shit from the moment that proposal happened, because you don't do that. You don't listen. You don't save something like what he wanted to do or what they wanted to do as a couple for your stage. That was your stage. You outshined her on her moment. That was her moment. When you get down on your knee and you propose to that woman, that is her moment. How did he make it his moment?
Well, I feel like he made it all of our moments, because we was all sitting there like, I'm sitting there like, really? This is what we're doing?
I mean, I think it's best said that John Cena worked Nikki Bella into a shoot.
For 6 fucking years? Yo, so what was crazy about it, because we talked about it.
Because you know why? Because it was best for business.
Oh my God.
We talked about it on our podcast, and the boys are like, basically, John Cena definitely just took her through an entire work piece and was like, fuck it, I don't care. But I mean, everybody want to sit here and blame John Cena. I don't blame him a bit, because
I'm Team Cena. I'm Team Cena.
I'm sorry, not sorry. I'm Team Cena, because you signed a 75-page contract. Bitch, you knew what you was getting yourself into.
We all seen it.
And then on top of that,
Nikki couldn't see it.
And then the biggest red flag of them all was on Total Bellas, when Birdie was born, and they wanted, and Nikki was like, oh, we want John Cena to call Uncle John, and he was like, skirt. Actually, she can call me John and not Uncle John, and he had a huge issue about that. That would have been the reddest flag of them all for y'all to be like, he don't want no family. Like he said he
don't want your family to acknowledge him as family.
Right. he wants 0 parts of your family, really, to be
I really don't
honest.
understand how that's surprising to y'all.
It's not, no, I wasn't surprised. When they said, oh, they broke up, I was like, well, finally.
No, even during the show, if you was watching that during the show, this is what he is. He's a living robot.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Like, how is... None of this should have surprised anybody. When they broke up and when that... Dude, they even sent messages at the same time. Like, they even programmed the breakup.
They really did.
I mean, well, you know, for those that are watching...
Respect their privacy, by the way.
Yeah, but don't. But tune in to Total Bellas this May.
May 20th.
Highest ratings ever, bro.
Best.
Really is, though.
Yo, E definitely caught a really good deal on that.
You gotta come back in a breakup in one season.
Shit is great.
Oh, man.
Great TV. Any last words about WrestleMania before we move on?
The Miz was right.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Miz was right about their whole
The
relationship.
Miz was right.
And I'm happy that Vince Russo got some work.
Good old Vince Russo. Alright, so our next topic is Ring of Honor Supercard, which I actually attended my first Ring of Honor show. And even though I didn't, shout out to my boy Chris who got me free ticket, because I probably was the only way I was gonna go.
Chris, you're the man. You put her on.
Spot, though. You was at an awesome
I was in
spot.
like a media box. I had a seat. We could eat with a table. I had really good seats for my first Ring of Honor show. I don't think I can top that. But let's talk about it, guys. What were your thoughts, comments, concerns about Ring of Honor? Since you guys are a little bit more knowledgeable of
I
the
thought Flip
story.
Gordon was gonna die that night.
Oh my God, Flip Gordon
I thought
is.
Flip Gordon was gonna die, bro.
The 6-man ladder match was
Yo,
definitely,
he
in my
almost
opinion,
fell
the best
off.
match
Yes.
of the night.
Yo, when he almost fell off that ring post.
Like he literally hopped. Never seen someone hop from 3 loud. Like he hopped.
Oh, Nick Jackson,
hopped,
yeah, the floor is
and
lava.
then flipped. I was like, oh my God, like this guy is amazing.
The Young Bucks, Flip Gordon versus SoCal Uncensored definitely stole the show at Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Definitely saw some ladder moves I've never seen before.
In my life.
Like that, the floor is lava. Flip Gordon doing a super kick on the very top of the ladder and then still balancing himself to try to grab the title and then get his legs kicked from under him and then land on the top of the ladder and then land to the floor. Oh my God.
I mean, I was just glad to see Christopher Daniels, who's like almost 80 years old.
My guy, my boy.
My guy from TNA. Like, I was so, him and Kazari, I was so like, proud. It was a proud mama moment. I was like, they're really going. Like, and they went for like a half hour, 45. Like, they went a minute in that ring. And it was just such a very well put together because at the same time Ring of Honor was NXT. And everyone knew that the ladder match for NXT TakeOver was going to be one of the matches of the night. So for me to walk into the Uno Lake Arena and not knowing there was a ladder match happening and finding out, I was like, oh, I'm in for a treat. I was excited. So yeah,
What about for yourself being the first Ring of Honor show? What did you think?
okay, let's go pros and cons. It's so hard. You could still tell that it's a very independent promotion. Like, you can tell, like, just entrances alone. You're like, the little fireworks here now is like, that's the Family Dollar value. It's cool. I support it. I'm here for it. I'm beat suckles,
So hard.
seatbelt in. I'm here for it.
So
But
harsh.
I'm just saying, like, I was like,
dollar value
They
pyro.
went all out for it, and you
they
threw
went
some
all
dollar
out
store.
at the fucking Dollar Tree. That's what happened. And I'm not mad about it. Like, it's cool.
Dollar value pyro.
I definitely prepped me for
She's a
WrestleMania.
true critic.
You know what's funny? This is the second time I've heard it in 2 days. Someone else told me that too. I was like, but I'm dead ass. It was a little too long for me, so it did prep me for WrestleMania. Like, I was ready.
As someone who's used to regular Ring of Honor shows, it felt very long.
It was
for me
very
as well.
long. I felt like there were certain matches that honestly they could have saved and just put on their next show. Like the TV title belt, I just didn't understand. I was just like, all right, let's move
The
on from
highlight of that, if you watch it back, is us starting a move, bitch.
Move,
Get out the way.
bitch,
Chant.
get out the
Yes.
way.
Which Kenny King did acknowledge. Thank you, Kenny. We met at Wale Mania. I appreciate you acknowledging our chant.
Other than that, it was very. Y'all know my highlight was definitely Cody and Kenny because I always.
That was my low light.
I wanted to always see Kenny Omega live, so there was nothing wrong.
That was the highlight of that, yeah.
Yes, I mean, that was the highlight of my Ring of Honor experience. But, I mean, all in all, it's a very well, like, if you've never attended a Ring of Honor show, I highly recommend any wrestling fan to do it at least once. It definitely is an experience. It definitely still has the makings of it being bigger and bigger because that arena was almost 10,000 feet. Like it was a lot. Like they packed it out.
Yeah, they could hold like 6,000.
Yeah, like they packed out the entire arena on the same night as NXT Takeover, and that says a lot.
Yeah.
But my highlight was fucking Bully Ray. Who, like, is he the GM of Ring of Honor? Like, what is his role?
His role is called the ROH Enforcer.
He's not fucking Arn Anderson. That's
so
bullshit.
basically what happened was he was in a 6-man team with the Briscoes. They were 6-man tag team champions. And then basically Jay Briscoe turned on him. And then Bully Ray teamed up with Tommy Dreamer at Final Battle to verse the Briscoes, and the Briscoes won. And then Bully said he was retiring because he had a whole deal with WWE to go to the Hall of Fame.
To go back.
But he still had dates left on his Ring of Honor contract. So they decided to bring him in as an enforcer. I'm guessing from the angle that happened at Supercard of Honor, he wants to wrestle again. Says now at the last, I think the last show, Masters of the Craft, I think this was in Columbus, South Carolina, Bully Ray has been fired as ROH Enforcer, and now he's going to be a full-time wrestler for ROH.
I mean, the promo he pulled at Ring of Honor, like, if you have not watched watch that one promo, because I was sitting there like, he was talking about all the guys that are up and coming. He talked about Flip, he talked about Ricochet, he just called them all out on their bullshit, and I was just sitting there like, he's not saying this. Like, he just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. What do you mean? Why are you so mean? But for me, I love a good heel. As you can see, I am here on the Tru Heels podcast. So I can always go for a heel a day. So, all in all, for my first Ring of Honor show, I thought it was good.
A heel a day keeps the babies away.
This is true. This is true. No, probably not.
I don't think so.
I mean, other than, Cody winning and the Young Bucks making the biggest mistake of their whole lives. The biggest mistake of their whole life. They super kicked not only Kenny Omega, not only the wrestling god, not only the cleaner, the best bout machine, they super kicked their best friends.
It was some Jericho Owens shit. It didn't feel right. God. Actually, we didn't even talk about fucking Brandy Rose taking a fucking bump and going through a table. I was impressed. As a black woman, I was just like, bitch, go through that table. Yes, you do this. Because you can do this.
Brandy, I love you.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Everyone's sweating and
I love you, Brandy.
Oh, Lord, drooling over her. But for her to take that bump, I was just like, you're selling the story. You're selling everything to me, girl. I'm here for it. So I just had to throw that in there.
Hashtag FCR. FCR. And
what does that mean?
FCR?
Say it with your chest, bro.
You really want to know?
Say it with your chest,
I asked.
We're gonna make T-shirts if you get it. You don't get it?
Come on, say it with your chest.
Fuck Cody Rhodes.
Hell yeah.
FCR.
Say it with your chest.
FCR. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get the T-shirts made.
It sounds like
FCR.
It sounds like TV brands. Like, so that's what I'm saying. I'm like, what?
FCR. Fuck Cody Rhodes. Put that in the comment section. Tru Heels. Put it in the comment section. FCR. We're gonna print T-shirts.
Okay. All right. Any last words about Supercard before we move along?
Fantastic show. To me, it was a show of the weekend. It was the show of the weekend for me, despite it being a little long. There was a couple of segments. I think there was a couple of segments that they could have went without, but overall, as a show, damn, it was worth going to.
It was definitely a good show.
Worth going to.
I literally got off the plane and went to Ring of Honor. I would never recommend that for the rest of the day. But if you can, kudos to you.
Shouts out to Kota Ibushi versus Hangman Page, another great match of that night.
Underrated match.
They like she said, like my only cons would be this one a little bit too long, Kenny and Cody should have main evented.
They should.
Dalton and Marty had a good match, but just wrong placement. That's all.
Literally said it as soon as Cody's entrance hit. Marty and Dalton just got Rock Hogan. They just got Rock Hogan.
Pretty much.
Like you can't follow Kenny Cody up with another match. You can't do it.
Pretty much.
All right, so let's go on to switching more gears back to WWE. So let's talk about TakeOver, and then we're gonna move on to Raw and SmackDown.
Wow,
so just all three, like a 3-in-1 deal.
I'm gonna say it off the bat before we go into Takeover. I ate crow on that Saturday when I went back. You know, I went to Supercard of Honor. I watched Takeover. Takeover was the better show.
It was.
Takeover was the better show because you have to understand, it's in professional wrestling, it's a lot easier to make a 3-hour show than a 4.5-hour show. And wrestling fans just can't keep their patience that long. So you gotta hit them good.
Wrestling fans have the attention span of a toddler.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. Not saying we're toddlers, but like literally, we come here, we want to see wrestling, and we want to go the fuck home. So let's talk about Takeover. What was some of the high points in Takeover? I mean, it was solid matches, but let's talk about one or two that really did it for you guys.
How can you talk about NXT Takeover New Orleans and not talk about that goddamn ladder match?
Probably the greatest clusterfuck ladder match in history.
That match was amazing.
Like, there is TLC 2 at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
There is the first ever Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 21. Mm-hmm. And then there is the NXT TakeOver New Orleans ladder match. And Ricochet making history, becoming the first man ever to have his first televised match with the WWE get rated 5 stars by my uncle, Uncle Dave Meltzer. Uncle Dave Meltzer. 5 stars for Ricochet, Adam Cole, Lars Sullivan, Killian Dane.
Hold on a minute. Lars, don't talk about Lars, because
Killian Dane,
he can move.
Velveteen Dream, and EC3.
Top
1%.
Yes. Top 1%.
So
NX3.
The song is dope, but
song is the shit.
Best theme song in the WWE.
No.
Best theme song.
No.
Set with top 5. Top 5.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay, we'll agree. Because I was like, if you don't talk about that Undisputed Era theme song,
I love their themes, and I love the fact that Kyle O'Reilly
just fucking he gives us fucking Hogan like NWO shit. Like I love it.
I love Kyle O'Reilly has a GIF, I think like a video out of all his
facial
his facial expressions and his selling. Oh my god, it's hilarious. Kyle O'Reilly is one of my top favorites in NXT right
So
now.
you talk about the ladder match. Were you surprised at the outcome?
No. So Tru Heel Heat 9, who I picked, Adam Cole, baby. That was my pick. So surprised at the outcome? Absolutely not, because I picked it.
Okay.
So. Because I felt it coming just because Adam Cole was taking a lot of losses. He was taking a lot of losses for necessary reasons. Like he took the loss to Aleister Black to get him catapulted into the title picture. He didn't win the UK championship against Pete Dunne. So he wasn't winning these high profile matches. And I was like, yo, his payoff gotta come at some point. The rest of the Undisputed Era is dominating. Why isn't he getting wins? His win is coming. And it came in the form of the 6-man ladder match in New Orleans.
The first ever North American champion. Title name is trash, but the title, actual meaning of the title is going to be really good for NXT. What was your high point for NXT Takeover?
I had 2. 5-star Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa, because Tommaso Ciampa is top 3 heels in the business overall. Period. That entrance at Takeover New Orleans. No music, just nothing but pure hatred. And it's not like, and like a lot of people are really good heels, play really good heels. Like Cody Rhodes, he's one of the best heels in the business right now. Miz, one of the best heels in the business right now. Mm-hmm. But you meet these guys outside, and they're really nice guys. So you kind of have to distinguish, the person outside from the person there. Tommaso Ciampa is so much of a dick on Twitter and other things. He doesn't do a lot of like meet and greets and signings. He is the best heel in the business, and Johnny Gargano Daniel Bryan just came back, but Johnny Gargano may be the best pure babyface in professional wrestling today. And after Takeover New Orleans, I said this on Tru Heel Heat before. I said the conversation for best wrestler in the world is between AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, and Kazuchika Okada. Johnny Gargano just joined that conversation.
Okay.
That's a big.
I think that's a huge compliment.
That's a big step.
But I think as much as once again I love me a good heel, and I am a huge fan of Ciampa, but I definitely think Johnny Wrestling he showed up that night. So I think, and what was your second one, you said?
My second one was Roderick Strong turning and joining the Undisputed Era.
You know what? Let's clap it up for Roddy.
That was a thing of beauty.
Because Roddy for me was almost as stale as fucking Bailey in NXT, and I was just like, what the fuck are they gonna do with him? Like, he lost. He was taking L's before Adam Cole was even coming up.
But if you guys remember, maybe so I'm gonna let you finish for sure. But we was talking about this way back, even before Tru Heel Heat. Is that, as you guys know, people that's been going with us at ROH shows, Roderick Strong was literally becoming my favorite Ring of Honor athlete. But my problem with him was he had no personality in Ring of Honor.
Lord.
So I didn't know that he was gonna make. When he made it to NXT, I was like, damn, they need to do something with him.
Even the entrance is boring. Like, I was just bored. That
was his whole Ring of Honor.
Like, them talking about his baby, I was just like, cute, but boring. But the fact that he turned heel on the biggest, like, NXT's biggest stage of them all, I said, we should have known Wrestlemania was happening from then.
Exactly. That was the first.
That was the seeds planning for WrestleMania.
No, it wasn't the first seed because that was a good book. That was a good book.
It's NXT.
That was a good book.
They actually get it right. They actually get swerves right.
So how were we gonna be prepared for a swerve when that was excellent?
No, but I was surprised because I went to ROH and just the flow of the weekend. I didn't get to watch NXT TakeOver until Tuesday. So,
I was the same way.
Like, and I legit actually told everyone that tried to talk about it, I was like, shh, don't talk about it. I mean, I already knew CM almost lost because we saw him at a bar with no title. So I already knew what that was about. And we're going to get to him, but Cien Almas is one of my top guys in NXT.
Oh, Cien Almas, he's one of my favorites. He's another one that's a really great heel. I would say that match was really good as well. Aleister Black versus Cien Almas. Aleister Black winning the title. It was just a foregone conclusion. You kind of saw that was coming. But
yeah, you knew he was going to win. Well, what do you guys think? Those that are viewing, we haven't spoken to you guys all show. So let's take some time out. Let's press pause. Do you guys have any questions, comments? Like, what are you guys saying?
Julian Bell thinks that the Dream stole the show.
The Velveteen Dream.
He was my choice to win the ladder match, and I was so mad because let's first of all talk about the outfit. He had every superstar in the match on his tights. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that he was literally in the bar on Bourbon Street with a fucking neck brace. At Access with a neck brace. Like, Velveteen Dream has such, like, he's gonna be up there.
I can't wait for him to get called up. He's got a lot of talent, and he's very young. What else are they saying out there?
Stack Guy John says Gargano and Ciampa stole the weekend.
Best match of the weekend for sure, Stack Kings.
Absolutely.
Gargano and Ciampa.
And again, these are things that is really, this whole weekend was choose your flavor. When it came to Super Card of Honor and NXT, it was literally choose your flavor. Whatever show you picked, you weren't wrong. It's just what flavor were you into for that night? Because both shows were incredible. You had four amazing matches between two shows.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's really pick what you want. Pick what you feel is the best. We can't argue with anybody's choice. You know, if Velveteen stole the show, I feel it was a little combination of all of these guys. They all did a superb job.
We don't talk about Killian Dane and Lars Sullivan being the two big guys in a ladder match. And that's hard alone, being that size and being in a ladder match. And they brought their A game to the table.
Absolutely. It was so good. And the fact that they all brought it, and the fact that I knew Lars Sullivan was just going to go in and just start kicking everybody's ass. That was kind of the whole point of him being there.
That's the reason why I got 5 stars, because it made everyone in that match look like a star. It made everyone get their little highlights, get their little time to shine. So that's why it was one of the best ladder matches, multi-man ladder matches WWE's ever had.
And Psycho Killer, literally, top 3 entrants to me of all time.
And Tru Heel Peter says that Ricochet killed it.
Oh, Ricochet, come on. This man just got complimented by The Rock on Twitter. The Rock is amazed by him.
What is it? People don't know what Ricochet is capable of?
No, so let me tell you guys a little quick story before we move on. So, like, as everyone knows, like, in New York, there's a lot of different indie promotions. So, like, one of them is House of Glory. I know quite a few people that actually go to the wrestling school and I go to shows all the time. And one of the last shows before Ricochet got signed, he actually did a match with Amazing Red. And I had never, I knew him from Lucha a little bit here and there. I knew the name, I knew the person, but I didn't see it live in my face. It wasn't until that match with Amazing Red that I said, this guy is an issue. He's going to be WWE's one of the best guys in the next 2-3 years, period. Just off of that match. So I feel like unless you don't see it live, you don't really know.
I literally call Ricochet the absolute smoothest wrestler in the entire business. He's the smoothest athlete in the entire business. I don't care what brand, whether it's New Japan, ROH, WWE, he is the smoothest guy I have ever seen.
And young. He's probably even hit his peak yet.
And heels, don't argue, don't try.
Alright, any last comments, concerns before we move on to Raw and SmackDown from WrestleMania weekend?
Julian Bell agrees. The man is a star in regards to Ricochet.
Awesome.
Trevor Mann. Props to Trevor Mann. Props to Trevor Mann. Trevor Mann. Ricochet. That's his government.
Alright, so we're going to press play back on this conversation. For you guys, which show did it better for this week? What call-ups? Who delivered Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania?
I'm going to say SmackDown won on Raw. They won as soon as Raw finished.
Well, I think she's talking about the Raw after WrestleMania and SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Okay.
I think with those, I would say
yeah,
for sure.
SmackDown had a better show because of the Carmella cash-in. The Carmella cash-in is the biggest
we all knew that
moment
was
from
coming,
those
though.
two shows.
Sorry, Romeo. We all knew that was coming.
Sorry, Romeo.
But
not sorry.
Being there and the fact that, I don't want to say we got a half-ass, but we got AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan. And I have to keep reminding myself, Daniel Bryan is wrestling. I'm still not so, I feel like it's one of those things, when you're a kid and you know Santa's coming, but Santa doesn't come. Mm-hmm. I'm just so not sold on it yet because I feel like they're going to take it away from me.
Of course. We've gone 2-3 years without Daniel Bryan, so it's
it feels
real.
It
feels like I'm dreaming. So SmackDown for me, that's why I was SmackDown was yeah, it was okay.
I had a good energy. There was a good energy for Raw after WrestleMania. Oh my god. Ronda Rousey's segment with Stephanie McMahon proved to the world that she is the Stone Cold to Stephanie's Vince. Oh my god. She was amazing.
Yeah, she
was amazing.
She wreaks havoc, man.
Talk about call-ups. Fucking Authors of Pain. Thank you,
yes.
Jesus, finally. I've been waiting for this. And that pop, I don't care what anyone says. If you were not there,
they got a good pop.
The pop that they got, I was surprised. Because I marked out. But just hear everyone else, excited. And, of course, the return of Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah, we chanted AOP in that section before they even came out.
Oh, see, yeah. Bobby Lashley got a really good pop.
And then...
somebody got a really, she got, I think, the second best pop of the night. Miss Ember Moon, baby. That pop was loud.
In my Nakamura voice. Come on.
She came out, that place went bananas.
It was so good.
So
my Nakamura.
Jumping the gun on that one. For call-up show, Raw I think won that.
For the long term, Ember,
yeah.
It was the right move. It was the right time. It's her time.
Ember is just lucky that Monday Night Raw got the short end of the stick on the Superstar shakeup,
which we're gonna talk about very shortly.
She doesn't have too much competition.
They got the call-up though. They got the call-up night. They damn sure.
Yeah, in terms of because I was super excited that the icons. What?
How it all just circles once we get to the shakeup.
Yeah, I know. 2 of the returns.
Yeah, because I feel like the Raw after Mania won, but the next week
they reversed roles.
They said, "Fuck it."
So that's why I feel like, in a sense, that you got AJ and Daniel for the SmackDown after, because if you guys remember, there was only one debut / call-up on the entire episode of SmackDown. So they had to give you something special.
But I'm sorry, I still like Peyton Royce more than I like Billie Kay.
I like the Iconics. I am such a big fan of the Iconics.
I like them together, but if I had to separate them,
Why you want to separate
Peyton
them?
Royce.
Why you want to do something?
Not
sorry.
yet.
I'm
Not
sorry.
yet.
I'm
But
sorry.
Damn.
I like Peyton Royce.
The promos the last 2 weeks, and especially this week when she did her Charlotte
Oh my God.
impression, and then Billy Clay was like, "Yeah, if I close my eyes,
I
I'm
see.
like, it's like Charlotte's right next to me." I started dying laughing. Just
They're
their
very
delivery
good
is
together.
awesome. Yeah.
And it's been building, and if you watch NXT, you see that the two of them together is just, they're gold.
They're iconic.
They are.
And they are wizards. They made Charlotte's title
Disappear.
That's terrible.
Phenomenal end to WrestleMania weekend, indeed.
It was honestly that week this year's WrestleMania was the fastest, I think. Last year Orlando, I felt like I was in Orlando for like 8,000 days.
But that's the one with Joe Pop though.
Joe
got the pop of the night, and
he got the pop, he got the promo,
and then he ripped
your
Roman
boy
to shake
and the whole
He roasted Roman, yo.
I mean, he really shouldn't be talking because he's lost to Brock Lesnar too. But
look,
we're not gonna
everyone's
get into that.
lost to
We're
Brock
not gonna get
Lesnar,
into
but
that.
relax.
We're not gonna get into that.
You can't
but
look.
Good promo, good pop for Joe. Who do you guys think won the Superstar Shakeup? That's what I want to know.
Oh man, I mean, it's obvious. Who?
I mean, I gave my answer a little early. I think SmackDown won when Raw finished. I think that once Raw finished, it's like, oh shit, SmackDown already won.
So I think we got all the most of the major ones here. So Raw they got Jinder Mahal.
Which, let's talk about how
Yes,
Jinder.
the modern day
Jinder-
Maharaja.
People can shit on Jinder all they want. Jinder opened Monday Night Raw.
Fact of life.
Like, you cannot take that away from him.
Number one caller.
Like, open. It was almost like when John Cena got that first, when they did the draft and John Cena came through with the fucking spinner belt. Because you didn't know. You didn't know.
And guess
Just
what?
compare Jinder Mahal to John
And
Cena.
guess what y'all can't
Not
do?
in wrestling.
And guess what y'all can't do? Y'all can't take away the fact that Jinder Mahal won the United States Championship
He won at WrestleMania.
at WrestleMania.
Over Rusev.
Happy Rusev Day to all that are watching.
Oh my God.
Jinder won the U.S. title on Rusev Day.
Shouts out to Lana.
Oh.
Anyway, Raw also got Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. I don't know why both of them. Chad Gable.
You ain't hype?
I'm not
stay
hyped for that. Chad Gable, The
It's
Ascension,
a good choice.
Breezango, Dolph Ziggler, Natalya.
So you're talking about the same Dolph that's AKA HBK, and you're talking about Drew McIntyre, AKA
Yes,
Diesel?
I was gonna bring him up last.
Oh, okay.
Drew McIntyre, honestly, was the crown jewel of the shakeup for
It was
Monday.
Raw's biggest gem.
That was definitely the partnership between Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre is the most interesting thing Dolph Ziggler has done in well over 2 years.
Yeah. Well, definitely since the whole, like, when he cashed in on Del Rio. I feel
I'd say the Miz, him and the Miz feud was really, really, really good in 2016.
Yeah.
I'd say that was the last interesting thing he's done.
Right.
But yeah, this is definitely up there, and that was one of the biggest pops he's gotten since he cashed in for sure.
So, question. So, I feel like with all of these, and this has been a very constant when everybody's talking about these call-ups, why isn't, and this is a real question, why isn't KO and Sammy getting acknowledgement as really good call-ups to Raw?
Because it was
Like, why
obvious.
aren't they getting the acknowledgement that
It
those
wasn't
are two
obvious.
of the best heels in the company right now?
I say they're
It
probably the
wasn't
two
obvious.
biggest stars that Raw picked up in the shakeup.
So how does Drew McIntyre outdo that?
Because you knew that
Which-
Kevin Owens and fucking Sami Zayn were going to
Kevin
go on
Owens
Beyond
is
Raw.
the number 1 or 2 heel in the entire company.
Absolutely, I agree. But it was an obvious call-up. It,
I
like,
don't.
for me, it was... No?
No,
Why?
Stephanie McMahon's much better heel.
Stephanie McMahon, she's not on
Yes, Stephanie
TV.
McMahon's a much better heel. I don't,
Dude, she's
I
the Brock Lesnar of
Okay,
heels.
alright, y'all want me to really be a heel? I am a very big Kevin Owens fan. I am a Kevin Steen fan. Kevin Owens sucks as a heel. He never gets booed. He never gets universally booed. He doesn't get heel heat. How can you say he's he's one of the two best
Because
heels
he's
in the
too good at being a heel.
Jinder
Just
Mahal's
like-
a better heel.
Okay,
I'll
yes.
give you
I
that.
give
Are
you
you
that too.
you're talking about
I
pure
will say
heat
that too.
heel. If you're talking about pure heat heel, number 1 and 2 is Psycho Killer and Jinder. If you're talking about heat heel,
Yeah.
duh.
But I mean,
But
I think he's talking about...
Miz Miz even gets cheers, but he's able to turn them into boos. Kevin Owens has kind of lost that ability, but I feel like the partnership with him and Sammy is something new, is something good, is something great. They are going to be great for the Raw Tag Team division, but Drew McIntyre, I think, is going to make a bigger impact than either one of them as a singles
the long
competitor.
term for Drew is probably a better shape up than what's going on with
I'm
Kevin
really
and
high
Sammy.
on this Drew stuff, man. Like, y'all really
You
high.
forget that this was Vince's
The chosen one. I know who he is.
Roman versus Drew, the battle of the chosen ones.
All right, so first of all, he's got
now you're taking it too far.
First of all, he's got to prove us. He got to prove me wrong and stay healthy. He is injury prone. Is that the first time he got hurt when he got hurt in NXT?
But not for nothing. As much as I love Joe, so is Joe.
Exactly.
Well, we're not talking about the gem of the SmackDown.
Gem of SmackDown.
We're not talking about the gem of SmackDown. We're talking about the gem of Raw.
But I'm just saying, you brought up in terms of injury prone.
Yeah, he is injury prone.
I had to throw my boy in there because it's the truth.
I'm just saying, that was just my question.
He's been on the main roster 2 years, has 0 WrestleMania matches. Samoa Joe. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, those that are watching, as we are going to shift gears into SmackDown side of the shakeup, those that are watching, who do you think won the shakeup? Was it Raw or was it SmackDown? And also the follow-up question to that would be, who is your biggest star on each brand now that the shakeup is complete?
But
who's the biggest acquisition?
But you want to go? You haven't gone over the SmackDown acquisition.
Yeah. So SmackDown. Also, we didn't mention Bobby Roode went over to Monday Night Raw, as well as Natalya, who seems to be in some type of storyline with our Lord and Savior, Rowdy Ronda Rousey.
Your Lord and Savior, but watch Natty turn on her quicker than a hiccup.
It's okay. She's gonna get her arm broke. Anyway, SmackDown got The Miz. That was on Monday. Great storyline there. Jeff Hardy, the new U.S. champion. Samoa Joe. Big Cass. Asuka. Sanity from NXT. The Good Brothers. The Bar. Absolution. And CN Almas.
And Selena Vega.
Bang!
That's the caveat. That's the caveat.
Oh my God! That woman is awesome. Bang! Oh my God! I fucking love that woman, bro. Lord. Yo, she is per-pack elite.
Let me know when y'all finish.
I love me some Selena Vega, the Pride of Queens.
Oh, God.
She's amazing. But I think that was the little caveat with the NXT call-ups for SmackDown. You had Sanity come up with Nikki Cross.
But Enzo and Cass did the same thing.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not.
Nikki Cross got Carmella.
I was pissed at first, but then I realized I said, "Oh, she's gonna get called up soon."
She's needed in the NXT Women's division because when you think about it, outside of Kairi Sane,
who I don't really get the hype about.
I love Kairi Sane. You're not gonna get me started there. She's got the best elbow in the business.
Okay.
Yeah, best elbow in the business.
The only elbow I acknowledge is Macho. Thank you.
Best elbow since Macho. That's all I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say, Kairi Sane, but Shayna Baszler needs competitors. She needs challengers for her title, so Nikki Cross had to stay.
Who's your gem of the SmackDown draft?
I would go with CN Almas, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to. Damn, why y'all both? Damn.
Yeah.
CN Almas.
And it really was. To be honest,
it's because of Bay, isn't it?
No, it's
because of Bay, isn't it?
No.
You put a beautiful, strong woman behind that
but
man.
It's because
he was a jobber before her.
But it's because and I didn't realize until I met him in person. He can't speak. Nakamura speaks more English than that man.
That's just
and
true.
That is why.
And Nakamura no speaking English.
Is why.
You talking about heel.
That is why.
No, Nakamura is on the fast track to being one of the biggest heels on SmackDown.
One of the biggest voids that we didn't go through at WrestleMania was Nakamura's heel turn. Oh my God, he's been tremendous since that heel turn. That made him losing at WrestleMania a little bit more solvable because
it made sense.
Yeah, it made sense because that heel turn and the heel turn's been working because that sorry no speaker English. I need that on a T-shirt. Print it now.
I swear, I think every episode, like the last episode, I think he's gonna punch fucking Renee Young in her face. I feel like it's coming.
How swollen is AJ's balls right now,
God.
bro?
I feel
How
so
many
bad.
that's the one thing I don't like about this heel experience in Nakamura.
It's making it so funny.
It's just like how
It's
many
making
times
it so
you gonna
funny.
keep low blowing him? Like I need you to
Because
know.
if AJ loses the title, it's
To a
gonna
low
be,
blow?
it's
I'd
gonna
rather
be
fucking
because
roll up.
He can't move fluidly because his groin is too fucked up.
Fucked
He has
up.
4 kids. I guess that's enough.
That tie his tubes. That's a wrap. All right. What if some of the viewers have been saying what were their biggest ups and downs of the shakeup?
Peter says the gem of Raw has to be Chad Gable.
Yeah,
Okay. I can see that.
he's a dark horse.
Romeo says Asuka is the best switch.
I liked Romeo's take that Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte are the new Shield, with Charlotte being Roman. I love that.
And Oscar can be Dean.
No,
That's
Asuka is Seth.
Y'all
Asuka is
not
Seth.
gonna give me bum ass Becky
Yes,
Lynch.
bum
to be
ass
Dean.
Becky for
The
bum
fuck
ass
not.
Dean.
No,
Yes,
whoa,
yes,
whoa.
yes.
This will be my last episode here. You talking about fucking Dean Ambrose like that? Because when he comes back and he come back better and heel, I don't want to hear nothing.
Which brand does he come back to?
He's coming out to Raw.
How do we know that?
I don't know.
He didn't get drafted to SmackDown.
So we go. So we think.
So we think. We swerve.
Any other interesting comments?
Julian Bell agrees Asuka being the best switch for SmackDown and Zelina Vega for Raw.
Well, Selena's on SmackDown, Julian.
Bay is on SmackDown. Get it right.
With CN. So you agree CN was the best. CN and
Yeah.
Selena. So,
Oh Lord. Any last thoughts on the shakeup, guys? Does this make you feel like? Last question. Does this make you guys feel even more excited about, the brands actually going back to one pay-per-view a month?
I do, and then that's how. And this is how they do it. Make things even. Is Raw won the call-up night for sure, and then SmackDown goes and swoops some of Raw's glory on the shakeup. So they took 2 of their comebacks from Raw and brought them to SmackDown. Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy, 2 of their best pops of the night, went over to SmackDown. So Raw just got themselves a boatload of debuts. So it was planted. So if you combine the Raw's debuts with their trades from the shakeup, they did a pretty phenomenal job adding to that roster.
both shows look great.
There's
and
no-
look
there's
much
no
better
excuses.
than 3 weeks ago.
So
Yeah, there's no
would you
excuses.
would y'all agree that this has been, I'd say, the best booked shakeup so far? As
Yes.
far as
I mean, it's only 2.
beginning product,
No, well,
just
it's
beginning
3.
product.
It's 3 now.
Just
We've had
beginning
the
product.
We've
Oh,
had
the
the
draft,
draft.
and
We've
then
had the first
then
shakeup and
yeah.
this shakeup. I'd say out of all 3,
This
is the
shakeup.
one that's more balanced
This
than
one
anything.
is the one that
SmackDown
makes sense.
lost the last year.
Yeah, oh my god, they got dominated on the last one.
I think this one, and like I said, everyone's biggest concern was them going back to one pay-per-view a month, it being dual branded. Everyone's was a major concern about that, but I feel like the way that the brands are now, it makes the focus is more on the TV shows instead of the pay-per-view. Whereas the pay-per-view was always the one you was like, it was a must-see. And I think because of ratings, and I think just the way that TV is shaping, they need to focus on how do I fill in 3 hours? Because even though SmackDown won the shakeup, Raw now has enough talent for us to not feel bored during 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we got Bobby
And
Lashley,
honestly,
AOP
yes,
out
I'm
of
saying.
it.
They got so many guys.
And
who
then
can do
SmackDown
it.
shakeup was so good, it made me watch 205 Live. That's how good it was.
Like
That
the
says a lot.
quality of wrestling that SmackDown is about to experience is going to be second
It
to none.
feel like they gave me a feel of SmackDown 2003 when they gave us Shelton Benjamin heel, by the way, versus Jeff Hardy. I was like, what year am I watching
Like you
this?
have to watch both shows.
What would you guys say? One match from Raw, one match from SmackDown. You're looking forward to after the shakeup.
Raw. Shit.
Well, for
I'll start it off. Like I said before, the battle of the chosen ones, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns, is what I want to see on Raw. And SmackDown, I'm gonna go out the box because I could go with Bryan versus Joe or AJ versus
Everybody.
AJ versus the world.
Everybody.
Could go with any of those, Nakamura and Joe. I'm gonna go with Jeff Hardy versus CN Almas.
I'm gonna go SmackDown. I'm gonna go Sanity versus Usos.
I like that.
That is gold by itself. And then on Raw, I'm gonna go with I feel like the obvious would be Ember Moon versus Nia Jax. But I feel who else got AOP? What's another Raw tag team?
The Deleters of Worlds.
The Deleter of Worlds.
Oh, that's cute. No, I'll stick to Ember Moon versus Nia Jax.
I like that.
Okay, so from Raw, right now, if I had to go with a match that I would want to see right now, I would definitely say I would want to see Lashley and Reigns. Like, I want to see those two go at it while Lashley still has a lot of his prime left in him. While he still got that in him, because I just want to see these two juggernauts just beat each other's ass. And for SmackDown, I had a lot of thought on the SmackDown one, but the match that I want to see for SmackDown so bad would be AJ Styles versus Cien Almas. That is, wow, that's going to be a wrestling clinic.
Absolutely.
Steven Irizarry wants to know if y'all think Almas will be the next big Mexican star.
He already
is.
Almas.
The moment Del Rio got fired, the moment Cien won at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, that was it.
The moment Selena Vega went his side.
Cien Almas has the talent in the ring. He has Selena Vega, who completes his
He has a female Paul Heyman on his hands.
Yes.
That can actually wrestle too. Like people, that's the thing that pisses me off a little bit sometimes when you get a manager, you get a mouthpiece that actually is a wrestler. She can actually wrestle.
And she main evented NXT this past Wednesday, if you guys haven't known.
Against Mrs. Wrestling, Candice LeRae.
Yes.
So that was really good. What we got before the first co-branded pay-per-view going forward is we got in Saudi Arabia next Friday, the greatest Royal Rumble. Before we get into the greatest Royal Rumble.
At noon?
Yes. At 11 a.m.
Saudi Arabia is the reason why.
Exactly.
I know.
Before we get into that,
it's not lunch break.
One thing that I look at when I look at the outline and what's going to happen at Greatest Royal Rumble, and I understand it because it is Saudi Arabia, there's no women. Like we just said, for WrestleMania, the women had the two best matches at WrestleMania 34. And we got to know a lot of like different wrestlers while we were in New Orleans. We talked to wrestlers from Ring of Honor, independent wrestlers at Wale Mania, and it seems to be among male wrestlers, they don't really think highly of female wrestlers. So I'm gonna be an advocate for female wrestling. And to you male wrestlers out there, I need to knock some sense into you. You guys are just mad that some of the females are more over than you and making more money than you and having better matches than you. That's why you think they don't wrestle as well.
Touche. I mean, the fact that they're not on this card, and obviously for cultural reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But it's a big thing about that. But damn, yo, like this was the chance to attempt to give that hope. There's gonna be over 70,000.
I just had their first match.
But yeah, I was gonna say, to be fair, and shout out to Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks, who were the first two women to ever really have a match in India when they did the whole Indian tour thing. So, I mean, I don't know who they had to call for that, but they should have called, that person should have called Saudi Arabia.
This right here shows that we still, around this world, we still have such a long way to go. Because if we're leaving 40 talented as hell women off this show, that is such an injustice to this program. And I'm not gonna sit there and hold my breath for it. It's not right. Like come on, you got the most talented women athletes in the world, and not even two of them are gonna get to showcase anything.
Alright, I'll be honest. The reason that I said all of that is because of the women not being on Greatest Royal Rumble. I gotta see freaking The Undertaker again! I told you! She tried to tell me, one more match! It's just gonna be one more match against John Cena,
and I got a bonus. I got bonuses.
I ain't blaming Undertaker for this one.
But because of his ego, because of his bruised little ego, because he's too old to perform,
now hold on.
Rusev almost lost his opportunity.
Is it more of an ego thing, or is it them literally calling all the troops and saying, we need to pack out this goddamn big ass arena, let's call all the big names? and let's get him on the card.
He's been making $3 million a year for one match a year for the past 5 years.
Let's not talk about contracts, since we can talk about Brock all fucking day. Brock get paid.
Brock performs
but Brock gets even paid just walking out.
Alright,
Yes.
I'm with you on the Mania part, but I don't feel any issue with him performing at a non-major WWE branded show.
Because all he's gonna do is squash another talent that has to be here.
Wait, but is it really because? So I don't know if you remember in our like low key group chat. What if Kane appears? What if Kane puts the casket on fire just like Royal Rumble '98? And then what if
Triple H versus Randy Orton, John Cena versus Randy Orton, Kane versus The Undertaker. The 3 top matches I never need to see again in my life.
But like, what if?
Ever.
What if this is the build of Kane versus Taker, and this is Taker's last match?
It already
will never be Undertaker's last match.
I'll say it before, I'll say it again. Our fans like yourself, I love you, Janelle, but fans like you that want The Undertaker to keep coming back, you are like the parents that let your little kids stay up for Monday Night Raw on Monday. Then that little kid stays up on Tuesday. Then it comes Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Be that parent though, I'm not gonna lie.
See, you're setting the stage for what you're gonna do to your kids.
I mean,
your kids are gonna be in school,
my mama did it
not
for me.
able to keep their eyes open.
My mama did it for me.
Horrible.
And I thank you, mama, for that. Cause now, look at me now.
Horrible.
So, can we get into this? Can we just get into this?
Sure. So, we have your guy and Brock Lesnar in a cage. Like that's gonna change anything?
Roman Mania redust. Hashtag Roman Mania 4 redust in Saudi Arabia. They want him to get a pop.
Put it in a dozen. What pop?
He's gonna get a pop.
You really think he's gonna get a pop?
He always gets a pop in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Always.
All right.
Are we doing this?
Do we? And we have we have Nakamura versus AJ Styles.
That's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be AJ wins by DQ. Low blow.
Lord, this stupid ass low blow.
Low blow.
We have the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
I'm really surprised the Usos didn't go to Raw. Really surprised.
I was too. I was pissed actually.
Really surprised by that.
I was actually really, really pissed because I felt like they've done everything they've needed to do on SmackDown. It's one of those things like once you hit your peak, like what else are you gonna do? And I feel like Raw would have gave them another.
That was Sanity and Bludgeon Brothers there. The bar, they're so stacked over there.
Which is good.
I feel like they might get lost in the shuffle.
That's not good.
No, because I feel like Bludgeon Brothers. I mean, as much as I like Luke Harper, I just feel like they keep retrying that duo, and I'm just like I'm not totally sold on it. So
I think they got it right this time, though.
Yeah,
I think gimmick wise, and I think
Naomi got to work on that acting, bro.
Her screaming. What the fuck was that about?
That was horrible.
I don't understand.
Horrible.
What else do we have? We have the vacant Raw Tag Team Championship match with.
We didn't talk about Nicholas. We didn't talk about Nicholas.
I mean,
the Great.
Nick the Great, 10 years old.
How hard is that match to
WWE
predict,
champion.
right? You got the SmackDown team going against the Raw team, right?
Yeah,
why isn't Nicholas in this match?
For the Raw tag titles.
Yeah, school. Duh.
That was the one of
that was the biggest babyface thing you could ever do on the grandest stage.
God, that was one of the stupidest angles
worst
I've ever seen.
Moment.
Austin said that.
Worst WrestleMania fucking moment ever.
Okay, I don't want to say worst ever.
Yes, worst way to get one of the most powerful, polarizing, popular stars on the show. Worst ever. That was a thing of disgust. I wanted to vomit in my mouth. Oh my God. I couldn't pick up my jaw for like 15 minutes. I don't care if he was 10, he's in 4th grade.
You know what? No bullshit. I'm not mad at it because
I'm pissed off at it.
If I was Nicholas, if I was like Nicolola, and I was 10 years old and I was a huge wrestling fan, and Braun Strowman came and grabbed me up,
I mean, if it was,
I would be hyped. Like,
if I was an actual wrestling fan that they did this for, like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this got to be one of the Make-A-Wish kids.
Which
I was
is
like,
terrible.
This is,
we're actually terrible people.
But I was like, oh, that's sweet, that's great. Then I find out that's referee John Cone's son. I'm like, what the fuck? Really?
I mean, of course WWE dropped the ball, but I feel like them putting Braun in the tag match anyway was a disaster from the beginning because Braun should have been added to the fucking title match, and everyone knew that.
He should have been in the Intercontinental title match.
He should have been in a title match that mattered for his career. But you know what? I mean, everybody got out there.
Worst goddamn
Let Nicholas be the youngest
no.
Like,
let him get that moment on Raw. Why are we wasting so much money at WrestleMania to see somebody get these hands and he gets a match with a 10-year-old? Are you kidding me? You built him up all year to give him a match with a 10-year-old.
But guess what? He still has like one of the biggest pops. Like, it's not gonna change how we all feel about Braun.
And we love Nicholas and all these fucking fans. We love Nicholas. We want Nicholas. Are y'all kidding me?
I forgot about the whole Nicholas.
What if Cesaro gave him a pro kick? No.
Until you said the bacon.
What if Cesaro gave him a pro kick? What if Cesaro gave him a bro kick? What if?
But he wasn't going to.
What if Cesaro gave him a European uppercut? How would y'all be chanting Nicholas's name then? Y'all can't. Because you know why? Because no one can touch him.
I would have loved Nicholas to take the swing. That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing.
Yo, it's ACS case all over the place, yo.
I mean, his daddy had to sign a contract.
So is it really a question between the bar and the Deleters of Worlds?
I mean, unless, you know what, we have, one more week left. We have another Raw and SmackDown up and coming. Unless somehow they change it. Because of the shakeup,
they could.
It could be Wyatt and Hardy versus Braun and a mystery partner.
It could. You never know. There's also Mahal and Hardy's rematch. I think,
which definitely doesn't make sense.
I think Jeff's going to win that. The Fatal 4-Way for the IC title with Seth, Miz, Finn, and Joe. And then, of course, there is the greatest Royal Rumble.
The fakest Royal Rumble.
50 men! Over the top rope. And the winner
gets nothing.
Gets a trophy.
They get a Gatorade.
Wait, they said they get a trophy?
They get a Gatorade.
But is it gonna be in the shape of a dick or like if we're gonna have like how my boys on the Jobbers podcast, they do this whole big dick status shit, which is really awkward for me.
The Big Dick Award should go to the greatest Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah, like I feel
greatest Royal Rumble.
All right, so you guys, before we move on, who do you think's gonna win?
Change hands at all?
Probably.
Yes.
Oh well, the Raw.
Roman.
What?
Roman.
Do we really think that that's gonna happen?
Okay.
Yes. Right. They want him to get a pop.
That's not a
pop. The Saudis and the Indians, they love Roman.
Yo, if that was the case, they take their ass to fucking Hawaii or some shit. Did that shit there.
Do you think there's gonna be more overseas pay-per-views though?
No.
You don't think so?
The time difference sucks. It's the reason why I feel like if they did, so like a SummerSlam, like how when SummerSlam was in London all those years ago, at the time it was cool, it was different. I feel like we're up and coming for one of those, but like a major big paper, like a Mania will never be in a fucking different country. Royal Rumble could be in a different country.
Yeah, I don't mind them holding a pay-per-view overseas. I just don't want them to keep adding pay-per-views the way they're doing this one.
No,
like the greatest Royal Rumble, like it just came out of nowhere.
But it's for, but you know what?
Slap on the face of all the Royal Rumbles we've ever had. It's the greatest Royal Rumble that means absolutely nothing.
It's the fakest Royal Rumble, but it's to add content on the network.
Yeah, I get it.
That's all that is.
I get it.
It's about getting that $9.99 on.
Yeah, exactly. Get your $9.99.
Because if you got if you got this much free, you got Mania and the greatest fakest Royal Rumble. So you know it's a win-win.
And Backlash.
Who do you think win? I'm going for Braun. Braun's got to win something. You just made him win his first title and then give it away the next day. He's got to win something.
My question to you guys, who's number 50?
Number 50, The Undertaker.
Who's number 1?
Number 1, somebody who could last long, Seth Rollins.
We didn't even talk about Trips and Cena going head to head.
Oh yeah, Trips and Cena, because that's number 4 on my list of matches I never need to see again. Oh my god.
What is wrong with this card?
It's just a 12 o'clock show here in New York.
No.
My biggest question to you guys: how long does the Taker match go?
Oh, the casket.
You know what crazy? I actually got a question about that match too. I think
Mr. Michael has actually asked me about that question. I think that match is gonna have to be over in anywhere between 7 and 8 minutes.
10 minutes.
You guys got me beat.
I think it's gonna be 7
Yeah,
or 8 minutes.
it takes 3 minutes, don't it?
I think that's the benchmark for Taker now. I think it's 3 minutes.
3 minute warning.
3 minute. Yep, 3 minute warning. 3 minute warning.
That was a great
reason
concept.
why I think that the match is gonna go 7 or 8 minutes, just because I think
Take it back, get down in the ring.
Rusev is gonna get a couple. Rusev is gonna get punched a few times, and he's gonna exit the ring.
Yeah.
He's gonna do some heel shit to get booed. You do some heel
Which
shit to
he
get
really,
booed.
he really doesn't do anymore.
Yeah, well, he's gonna do that out there, you know.
No, I don't think so.
He doesn't do anything that says he's a heel anymore.
So if he became a face out there, then
See,
that's...
so my question is, does, like, I mean, as everyone knows, every day is Rusev Day, but how big is that overseas? Like, how is that true? Like, that's actually my question is, you know, does everyone in Saudi Arabia, like, understand the significance and how big Rusev Day is to hear? Because, like, wrestlers that we like, and it's something that I've learned, like, meeting, you know, wrestling fans from all over the world, especially during WrestleMania weekend, is, like, the wrestlers that we like here in America,
it's not always the same.
It's not always the same.
Wow,
So I was like, when I was waiting online for Kenny Omega for 2 hours, but he was worth it. We met a group of guys that are from Scotland, and they mark out for fucking Sheamus. Yeah. They were like, Sheamus is our guy. Like, there was no one else they cared about but fucking Sheamus. And I was just like,
that's what
Sheamus though. But
that's what I've been trying to tell
strong.
you about the Saudis and the Indians. They actually love Roman Reigns.
Roman is nowhere near Indian or Saudi Arabia.
No, he's not. But they love him there. That's just how it is. That's why I was saying when Jinder Mahal won the WWE title so they can get into India, it made no sense.
Oh, because he's Canadian.
No. It didn't make sense because John Cena's more popular. Triple H is more popular. The Undertaker's more popular. And there's a list of people who are more popular than Jinder Mahal if you want to get into India. But they decided to get someone that looks like it. It didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. It was a fail. But that's actually
why y'all
that's
always
my
gotta
question.
find a way to hinder on gender? Like, what is
No,
up
I
with
mean,
y'all? Can y'all let it go?
Hey,
No.
I'm cool with gender. Like,
My
I'm
goodness
all for,
gracious,
I'm all
y'all.
for the potential of a rebanding of the 3-man
A year
band.
ago.
Like, I'm cool.
Oh God, please don't.
Because they're all on the same show now.
That's all I thought when Drew McIntyre debuted. I was like, please don't bring back 3MB. Please don't do that to his career. Please don't.
That's gonna happen in a tag match.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Jinder and that little Singh that's left.
Oh God.
It's gonna be
A three-way, three-way.
Rhino and Slater, and it's gonna be Ziggler and Drew McIntyre.
I'd actually pay money to see that.
There you go.
They should put that on Backlash.
There you go.
Add that to Backlash. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. 3MB
3MB
explodes.
3MB to the second power. That's what the fuck it's gonna be.
Do we have any comments from the people about the greatest Royal Rumble?
Stat Guy John has an interesting point. Joe is in the Intercontinental match and on SmackDown. Jinder's in the US match and on Raw. What if they win their respective matches and the titles switch?
It can happen.
It could happen, but I think if they wanted the Intercontinental title on SmackDown,
They
would
would
have
just put
switched
Seth.
Yeah. Seth needed a move. Seth, I'll tell you, my 3 from each brand from Raw, it was Seth, Finn, and Braun that I was most surprised didn't move. And
Right.
from SmackDown, it was the Usos, AJ, and Bryan. AJ made sense after he won at WrestleMania, but I thought when they gave us Bryan and Styles on that first week, I was like, oh, Bryan's moving. Bryan's leaving.
No, I
Bryan's leaving.
knew taking Bryan. I think it's more of the scheduling side of things because SmackDown I feel like is the lesser of the two in terms of like shows and just overall. I knew Daniel Bryan was gonna stay on SmackDown. I was very surprised that Seth didn't move. I was very surprised Usos didn't move. So some of the things that you mentioned, I was surprised as well. Any other comments?
Romeo asked, who wins the actual Rumble and does it do anything for them?
No.
Like I said, I think if not Strowman, I think Lashley wins the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
What? That would be a
Yes.
slap. That would be a
Yes.
slap. And everyone's face has been in the company in the last 2 years.
Lashley, they slapped Lashley in the face on his second week. He had a great intro on his first week, and then he's thrown in a random 5-on-5. That didn't do anything for Lashley.
That didn't do anything for anybody.
Yes. No, it did something for Bobby Roode and Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman showed he's more over than all 4 of the other guys. That
But
was on his
everyone
team.
knew Braun was already over.
I didn't know he was that much. I didn't know that Bobby Lashley returning is less important than
It
Braun
is.
Strowman. I
It
didn't know
is.
that. I didn't know that.
Hands down it
I
is.
didn't know that.
Any other?
Do we get one more jerk off session with Triple H
Wait,
giving himself
what?
the Royal Rumble win?
I was gonna say
I'm game for it.
Triple H did
I'm
win
game
in
for it.
India against Jinder.
Because that's my solid pick for the Rumble win right there.
Or number
hilarious.
50, The Undertaker.
That's my pick for the Rumble. Triple H giving himself an accolade.
But I mean, we've heard a lot
50.
from the audience. We're bringing back one of our favorite sections of Tru Heel Heat, and that's a call-in guest. We're gonna get a call-in guest We had a special person that we selected for our calling guest. This gentleman, I guess our former colleague, Baby Seth, he knew him very well from before we created the Tru Heels, but he is one of our new admins on the page. Mr. Tru Heel Peter is gonna be calling in very shortly, but we wanna hear from him, and we're gonna bring back more of the call-in segment. So this is not gonna be the first time that we take a call, but let's take the call from Tru Heel Peter. Tru Heel Peter, are you on?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, P.
Pete, what's up, baby?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Enjoying the commentary about WrestleMania weekend.
Okay.
What do you think about the greatest Royal Rumble? Who do you think's gonna win the 50-man over the top rope and win the trophy?
What I wanted to talk about with the greatest Royal Rumble is when they're overseas and it's sponsored by like a royal family, you do what the royal family wants. So the royal family's probably going to want Roman to go over, so Roman's going to go over. The reason why like gender didn't work in India was because in India and in these foreign countries, based off what my father wrestled overseas, when they see someone book weak, they're not going to root for him. They let someone book strong. Jinder was never booked strong until he won the title. So he couldn't have been popular in India at that time. Roman is popular in India because he's always been booked strong. No matter boobs and all that, he looks strong.
That's a great point, yeah. Peter. And I wanted you also, if you can like tell our audience here, like that's one thing that we didn't mention about the greatest Royal Rumble is about that an actual royal family from Saudi Arabia is actually funding, sending some funding for this event.
And with them funding it, and you know they're part of the reason why there's rules against women doing X, Y, and Z. The WWE ain't gonna take no chances because this is permanent money if they do it right.
It's true. They can keep coming back to Saudi Arabia. So who do you think is gonna win? I know you think. So you're saying you think Roman's gonna win back is gonna win the Universal Championship, which I've been saying that's good. They wanted him to get a pop, and he's gonna get a pop in Saudi Arabia when
exactly.
But he just said that the family wants someone that was built strong.
Yeah,
your boy hasn't been. Your boy just lost on the biggest
stage. That kind of contradicts what we're saying.
And Brock
Lesnar is the strongest booked person probably ever.
Yes, but Brock looks like a bad guy. Remember, in foreign countries, as much as we know King, they don't know King is real fake and all this. In their mind, bad guy, big guy, bad guy. Roman's good guy, book strong. You understand what I'm saying?
Roman's big.
I hate to make it that simple, but it is that simple.
No, he's a good guy.
You just want Roman to win, and it's okay. I'd rather you just say, "Yo, they fucked up Mania."
I know. I'm to be honest with you, if you're gonna do 3 years of work, as Sid said, Roman should have won. But even before that, Brock beating Undertaker never made sense because Bray Wyatt or CM Punk should have beat Undertaker before that.
He's right.
Bray should have definitely won that match. Period. And Punk. That was just a good. It was a great build. It was a great. That match was the only match that was worth.
I feel like we're tracking away from this thing here because what's
if Bray Wyatt wins that match, we have the new Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho to this day talks about what? I beat Stone Cold. I beat The Rock in one night. No one can say that. Bray Wyatt can say I'm the new dead man or whatever.
I agree. Bray Wyatt would have been a much better investment to cash in. Like I said, Cena was better, but it just blew. It was just 3 years worth of work that they blew down the drain at WrestleMania 34.
Exactly.
So Roman has to win at the greatest Royal Rumble.
Exactly. The whole point of Brock Lesnar beating the Undertaker back then was for Brock Lesnar to pass the torch and Brock Lesnar to be beat by the new big dog. And that should have been Roman if he's going to do that.
Did you and Sid have a conversation with each other before having it? This sounds like y'all two are spitting images of each other. And I understand this whole Bray Wyatt booking crap. It wasn't believable for Bray Wyatt to beat The Undertaker and to be the new dead man. This was never believable to me that he was going to be this guy. Bray Wyatt has never been booked that strong, so this argument to me is not valid.
But when he had Harper and Rowan behind him, they had something going.
A good faction. They were a great faction. Yes.
There was some good things going, and they fucked that up.
That's a good faction. Yes, we're talking about great faction, but Singles, individual.
Great factions always have a leader with a belt. What made the Four Horsemen great? Ric Flair had the title.
Ric Flair didn't always have the title though.
But it was always about Ric
And,
Flair.
and then on top of that, all of them had the tag titles, right?
You have to have a title to make factions strong, and you could have did that, and you decided not to.
You know, I can co-sign that because Undisputed Era is
Undisputed
on the
Era
road
looks better
be-
because they have the
they
North
have
American
all the gold.
title, they got the tag team title. He's right. The stable, how you make a stable memorable is that you gotta win gold.
and it was the same with Evolution.
Yeah. It's
So
Shields.
I get that. I get that. But the whole Roman winning, as we're gonna go back to that, that's a setup.
Well, that's the Universal Championship. Peter, who do you think wins the greatest Royal Rumble?
I think I'm leaning towards AJ, but I'm wondering if we didn't give police word at Mania, so that at Saudi they could kind of even things out. The Saudi people something special, like to give them. It's so special. 2 titles change in another country, in this country, and it's talks about a Royal Family. The Royal Family is like, man, we want this every year. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's true.
So part of me is wondering if those swerves weren't to make up, just to move towards this greatest Royal Rumble.
Or
So you think Nakamura is gonna win the WWE Championship?
If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say AJ 51, Nakamura 49. I wouldn't surprise me if Nakamura wins.
Okay, sounds
Not at all.
interesting.
I do agree that makes a lot of sense that they do title changes. That they do the title changes in Saudi Arabia. If you're trying to make a whole and make a business in a country and you have a royal family supporting you, you make decisions that's gonna make the royal family happy.
how many more times are you gonna go to Saudi Arabia for it to make
If you fill up
a real investment?
This is their first big one though. This is a pay-per-view. This is a live TV special they're
if you
doing.
fill up a 70,000 person arena and you do it right, they won't be back.
Let's remember this. Not to cut you off. Let's remember this. This wasn't originally going to be special.
This was not even going to be aired on the network.
Yeah.
This was not going to be aired on the network. This became an airing on the network.
Exactly, and I feel like Peter makes a great point. He makes a great point. They put it on the network for a reason.
And
Roman Radio reduce. Oh, I think we lost Peter. Peter, you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. So, I mean, if you guys want to just give Pete one or two more questions.
Pete, I just listen, man. I'm gonna be the dead horse on this one, but I just need to understand. I need to figure out what way and how can this world get changed. The fact that we need to somehow, some way, work out this deal to get women on that show. I'm sorry. I don't care about the cultural rule. There are too many talented women, and we're supposed to have gone such a long way with equality, and we haven't even put 2 on there. 2? There's going to be 70 plus men performing, and we can't get 2 ladies?
I know. Look at the Saudi show, the Dubai show that you guys are talking about with Alexa versus Sasha. They were the only people we females on that show.
Yeah.
First time ever.
The only 2.
But at least they broke it and they got a little hope. They was able to at least get on there. You at least seen women's names on the card. Despite if they had to cover they had to cover up, obviously. Let them cover up. Do whatever it takes. But I don't understand why can't 2 ladies perform. I don't understand. I just don't get it.
This was supposed to be
100%. But I don't think WWE is gonna be the people to push the envelope. Something's gonna have to happen somewhere else for that to happen. Right now they just, we might have an in into the Indian market, we might have an in into the Asian market, you know what I mean, or Arabian market. Because yes, the WWE towards the Arabian market, but I can tell you from having family who toured there, there's so much money there. My dad toured there with groups of people who weren't anywhere near the star caliber that they have now or have the exposure that they have now. They want that money. They can't risk it. They really can't.
Yeah, you're absolutely right,
Gotcha.
Peter. And thank you for calling in. I mean, if you want to say anything else to the audience before we let you go and wrap up the show, you could give the audience a little description about yourself and your connection to wrestling.
Who are you? Who
Hello?
are you?
You hear us, Pete?
I'm sorry, guys. It's breaking up.
All right, so the question was just basically your connection to wrestling and just a little bit about Big Pete, man. And I'm gonna have one final closeout question for you, but if you just tell the Tru Heel Nation a little bit about Big Pete, you know, man, that got promoted to the admin on our group, man. You've been one of the most. You've been here from the beginning, from the start.
I heard part of it. You let me talk about my connection to wrestling? I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
So my dad started in wrestling in the 60s. He was trained by Anthony NOLA. And one other thing, guys, we forgot to pay respect to the legend, man. R.I.P. Bruno.
Bruno, yes. R.I.P. Bruno. Thank you for bringing that up, Peter. I was going to say that at the end.
Well, we're going to save it at the end.
But thank you. Bruno, this is Bruno Day. It's no longer Rusev Day. It's Bruno Day.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So my dad wrestled, you know, on the undercard with these legends, Anthony NOLA and Bruno and things like that. So he brings an older school mentality. So whenever I'm watching wrestling or whatever, he made me a fan of wrestling. I wanted to be a wrestler. My dad's a wrestler. So whenever I'm watching wrestling, I watch with a different perspective. I always watch with a money perspective. How is this going to make them money? Sometimes they pay for the money, i.e. Braun Strowman. That shouldn't have happened. But other times you got to think they're thinking in the long run. We're thinking of what's best right now. You know what I mean?
It's true.
All right.
Sure. I understand
Vince is mine. Vince McMahon, he said this to my father many a time. I'm going to leave you guys with this. He said, I could work with the person that I hate the most in the world as long as they bring me money.
Oh, yeah, it's the same.
He did it, and clearly he did it. He did it, and that was a hell of an NP. Just give me 2 titles that change his hands, man.
All right, fellas and ladies, thank you so much.
The lady.
I have a name.
The lady.
Listen,
I have a name.
Listen, Pete.
The lady has a name. Her name is
Janelle from HR.
I have a name.
I heard 10th Wonder, but I was trying to be nice because 10th Wonder might sound a little bit too large. So I was trying to.
Oh, so you must not know who I am. So you'll have to learn real quickly who I am.
The 10th Wonder of the world.
I'm getting the promo. I'm out of here.
Thank you, Pete. We appreciate your time.
All right, Pete. Thanks a lot, man.
Once again, I want to thank Tru Heel Pete for calling in, and thank you guys for watching Tru Heel Heat 10.
This has been fun again. I didn't think I was gonna come back so soon.
Yes. How did it feel to be back?
It's so different from my podcast with my boys. So I thank you guys for having me on, but you know I gotta put my cheap plug in. So those that are watching, I do have my own podcast with my 2 boys, Mr. Black and Sir Wilkins, called the Job of Tears podcast. So if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube page, you can go on YouTube, look up Job of Tears podcast, subscribe, click the little icon, and you'll always be alerted of any videos that we post. We always post, I think, every Friday to be on the safe side. But and then we also did a really we started a new episode called The Big Four, where me and a panel of women wrestling fans talk about wrestling in and out. And we did for Wrestlemania, and we're looking forward to do another one for SummerSlam coming up. So just be on the lookout for that. And then the boys are actually having a viewing party for the greatest, fakest Royal Rumble next Friday at Legends Bar here in New York. So if you are in the Midtown area and you wanted to get away for your lunch break, you can stop by Legends and check them out as well.
And shouts out to a rival of mine on the Tru Heels page, but a friend in person, Woken Romeo, because he is also having a viewing party for the Greatest Royal Rumble. If you are a patron in Brooklyn, go to Love Story on White Clough Avenue, and he is having a special Greatest Royal Rumble viewing party next Friday.
So if you can't make it to the city and you're in Brooklyn, check out Love Story. It is one of the best bars in Bushwick right now. So you gotta go support.
So yes, join the Tru Heels page. We told you how to do it before. Follow and like and share for the Spotlight page. Thank you to the Pro Wrestling Spotlight for once again having this live Facebook feed for our live podcast. Join the get your Tru Heels merch at www.prowrestlingtees.com.
Let's talk about your merch because I got so many compliments on the Tru effing Heel shirt that I wore the Monday after WrestleMania. Everyone kept asking me, how did you get that shirt? Where did you get it from? I said, my boys at Tru Heel and ProWrestlingTees.com is the way to go. So it is definitely worth the tier collection.
Don't think I didn't hear.
Hear what?
About what your boys did on that Job of Tears podcast,
What?
calling us out.
I mean,
I'm letting y'all know, Job of Tears podcast very soon is gonna get a visitor. It's gonna get a visitor, Top God style. It's gonna get a visitor.
I mean, but to be fair, we only have the top guys on our show, so.
I mean, all I'm gonna say is that follow us on Twitter, on the Twitter machine at Tru Heel Heat. Follow us on Instagram at Tru Heels LLC. And I'm gonna close this out to talk to Sir Wilkins. Sir Wilkins.
Hey, what? Be careful what you say. They didn't say anything bad about you guys. So I'm just saying, be careful. Use your words wisely.
Dude, you don't challenge the Tru Heel champion of the world. You don't challenge me after you saw what I did to Baby Seth. If you didn't see it, go to the Tru Heel Heat YouTube channel right now and watch the greatest match of WrestleMania weekend. Me versus Baby Seth. If you want an example of what I will do to the Sir Wilkins of the world, to the Mr. Blacks of the world, I will take everyone down.
This sounds like black on black crime, and I don't condone that, so just be careful.
It don't matter. You saw what I did to Baby Seth. I don't know what nationality he was. The real Seth Rollins is Puerto Rican, but that one looked like a whitewashed Seth Rollins. It don't matter. It don't matter what race you are. Come see the Tru Heel champion. Come see us at Tru Heel Heat. You're not ready for us, Job of Tears. Damn it. This is our show.
Well,
I'm out of here.
Well, I try to stay neutral as possible. But thank you guys so much for watching Tru Heel Heat 10, perfect 10. I am Janelle from HR representing the Job of Tears podcast, so don't ever forget that.
Tru Heels is coming. We are coming.
You know what?
I heard y'all.
You're
we
welcome.
heard you loud and clear. Oh, it's gonna be y'all welcome.
You're
once we
always
come
welcome
in.
to come
You
join
are.
me.
Oh, I'm very welcome, and you're gonna have a couple guests there. Listen, just
I
make
welcome
sure.
everyone.
Just make sure that y'all having some eyes in the back of certain people's heads, because they might have to be ready.
I mean, we're always watching.
Trust me, we won't ever do anything to you. Listen, you're the gem to the show. So
Thanks.
you're the gem to the show.
I try.
But those other two gentlemen, we gonna have some words. I'm gonna make sure I keep this as peaceful as possible. But Tru Heels, you never know what we're gonna do.
Well, once again, thank you guys for joining us. Tune in next time for Tru Heel 11. See you soon.